shoot, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. Now, if you saw me on the Iron Lords podcast yesterday, you saw that they was coming for the King, and they tried to assassinate the God. But, again, if you come for me, you bet not miss. And last time I checked, don't come for me unless I send for you. These hands is rated E for everyone. And yeah, I had to hand out a bunch of these hands. And I know you're saying, yo, King, what happened? What happened on Iron Lord's podcast yesterday? Well, again, I had some controversial takes. Like, I thought the Jets did wrong by my man Tim Tebow. And I thought Tim Tebow was a fine quarterback. But dudes had a problem with that. Wow. Really? But again, that's cool. The biggest point of contention was over the weekend, I saw the movie Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan, directed by Coogler. I gave the movie a 7.5. I felt that the plot holes in the movie was just too much to overlook. They tried to come for my black card. These dudes tried to come for me because I didn't go off of emotion, hyperbole. I just wanted to see a good movie and talk about a good movie. Now, I'm not saying that certain things weren't good, but people telling you that it's the game of the movie of the generation and all this other stuff, stop, pump your brakes. It's not even in my top 10 of best vampire films. Now you're gonna say, King, it's not a vampire film. It's a black cultural moment. Shut up. It's a vampire film. Set in 1932. In the Jim Crow era with black people. So, well, Jim Crow era, I think that was a little bit later. But again, at the end of the day, it's my opinion. But this weekend, on Saturday, I'm going to be doing my first ever Spaces. And in that Spaces, we're going to be tackling Sinners. How did you see the movie? What did you think about the movie? I will be calling up people to get on stage to give their opinion about the movie. Now again, for Spaces, there will be an entry fee, but all will be heard and we will talk about it. But today we're talking about these port-begging ponies renting consoles and think we wouldn't have found out. Retailer Geo snitches on the PlayStation fan base. Japan is rife with renters. I thought y'all dudes didn't like renting. Services is for the poor. Well, apparently 80% of you and your fan base is poor and like to rent consoles. You see, welcome to 2025. where all lies are being exposed. Y'all didn't sell 78 million consoles. Y'all did ship them to rental services to rent them out. Now it makes sense. While your sales numbers are low, while games aren't being sold, and PlayStation is doing a lot of strange things for some change. But we're going to talk about that topic today while we talk about Nintendo running it up on you bums. Yeah, you got a date for your pre-orders, and I hope you're ready on the 24th to make that happen. But accessories, oh boy, we're going to get into that. Now, we have a game coming out that looks pretty good, and we're going to talk about it. Now, while all these guys is flubbing and renting and tearing up your wallet, Xbox is the shining star when it comes to video games. As a proud Xbox gamer that carries his Game Pass Ultimate subscription black card with him everywhere he goes, I can't be prouder than my team going to WrestleMania on 420 and showing Doom, the Dark Ages. I mean, on the largest stage of modern entertainment and sporting event, Xbox, Bethesda, and Microsoft was front and center with the game that is going to tear it up soon in May. And in this week alone, we're going to have information tomorrow on the release date of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, while anticipating on the 24th Expedition 33, a turn-based RPG that is set to hit Game Pass Ultimate and definitely sure to be a hit with RPG fans. All that happening now. The marketing over at Bethesda, Microsoft, Xbox has been nothing short of brilliant. I take my hats off to them because I'm going to tell you right now, the dropping the breadcrumbs for Oblivion all this time and having people find out little controlled leaks, they have performed a masterclass in modern marketing, if you will. The Oblivion remake has been whispered about, talked about, and now it's confirmed. Bethesda officially announces Oblivion Remaster full reveal coming tomorrow. Now, it was supposed to be supposedly today. Now, from what I heard, it's supposed to be the 23rd. Now, we can still have all information tomorrow, and it's released on the 23rd, right? So the king still has a chance to be 98% right all the time. But again, I'm 2% wrong all the time as well. So we're going to get one of the best RPGs of all time with a little tweaks, complete damn near overhaul on graphics, Unreal Engine 5. Launching in the same week, we get one of the newest entries into a turn-based genre. But all this brought to you if you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber for the low, low price of $20 a month. You got to remember this month we have South of Midnight and various other titles that launched into Game Pass. The value proposition is starting to become a deafening roar something you can't deny. At this point, acting like Game Pass isn't where every gamer needs to be is tantamount to insanity. I want to know how you are going to engage with Oblivion. Is this going to be your first time playing Oblivion? Is this going to be your 100th time playing Oblivion? Will you be getting it in Game Pass, or would you so-called be owning the game? Now, would you be playing on another device? I want to know in the comments how you are going to engage with Oblivion. Very telling, because I know that my subs, my members, the majority of you is going to engage through Game Pass. I know a lot of you are going to purchase, but Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion. Let's get to this remastered game. Kepler Interactive is launching one of the IPs that was probably the most talked about from last year's Summer Games Fest and Xbox showcase. Expedition 33. Turn-based RPGs made from France. And is steeped in French lore. I don't know too many French stories and things like that. So this is going to be something special and new for me. The paintress is painting death. And if your number is called, well, then you're up. In Expedition 33, the character set out to stop the paintress and her magic paintbrush. This is one of the RPGs that I did see that I said, wow, visually reminded me of how Square used to be. Turn-based RPG with dynamic splashes and engaging looking storylines. Can Kepler out Square? This week, Xbox Game Pass is giving you some of the old and some of the new. Xbox is betting heavy on Expedition 33. I want to know in the comments how you plan on partaking in Expedition 33. Are you an Xbox owner that doesn't have Game Pass? Are you one of the few? But then again, that flies in the face of conventional wisdom. Because if you are getting something like Expedition 33, then you are a gamer to a different degree and not more or less of a casual, where I think casuals can benefit greatly from Game Pass. Expedition 33 is a niche title that can be tried, dissected, and reviewed while only in Game Pass. At the same time, you can have an open world RPG like Oblivion Remaster that should be launching quite possibly in the same week as this incredible find. I want to know from you guys, how are you guys going to interact with Kepler? So I did it right there. Seminal title, Expedition 33. A game that I've waited damn near a year to get my grubby little mitts on. Contrary to popular belief, owning PlayStations aren't a thing. In Japan, the most popular way to partake inside PlayStation's ecosystem is to rent it. Now, listen, why buy when you can try, right? I mean, take it for a spin around the block. Who cares about spending elaborate amounts of money or acting like you're a fan of a console? Now, you see Game Pass over there, and people will tell you all the time, renting games is bad. But renting consoles? Well, welcome to 2025, where everything has flipped on its head. See, renting video games consoles are back, and PlayStation is leading the charge. Now, I know y'all sat there and said, well, they sold 78 million consoles, King. Listen, this is not out of the realm of possibility. A lot of these renting places had to purchase these PlayStations, right? And I know the sales numbers haven't indicated 79 or 78 million consoles are in the wild. What if, just what if, a lot of the consoles are from these renting places where they just get a console, like Rent a Center, act like you own it just to impress somebody, or get it just to play a game and their service cancel and move on. You see, when people like to tell you ownership is key, this flies in the face of all those lies. See, the pork-begging ponies will want you to believe that 78 million sold means there's really 78 million customers in the PlayStation ecosystem. Well, we all know that's a lie. Listen, rentals are originally meant to allow people to enjoy the expensive items at a low price at home. The PlayStation 5 rentals are an extension of that philosophy. The service sounds cheap indeed. Geo is charging to rent a PlayStation 5 just 980 yen a week, or about $1 a day. Plenty of time for you to beat Astrobot or even Elden Ring if you're off from school. Some companies in the US still provide console rentals as well, though it's less clear how popular these rent-a-center will loan out a PlayStation 5 for $26 a week. Much more than that, the Geo deal is still not terrible. Other recent trends in gaming has definitely made the proposition a little less attractive. Party games like Guitar Hero might get you to rent a console for a weekend or get together with your vacation, which are non-existent. And many of the most popular releases can be played on smartphones or older hardware. Listen, it still stands. The PlayStation 5 is just a rental. For as little as $1 a week, you can feed Sony. Well, $1 a day. I'm sorry. Soon they'll be so desperate, it'll be $1 a week. Am I right? I'm just saying. This is Xbox Frontline News. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. With prices like these, how could they stay in business? I'm just saying. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. And please, don't come for me unless I send for you. I'm just saying. How do you game? Do you rent or do you own? But am I right? You're just going to cap anyway, right? You're going to lie anyway. Because you're just a liar.
Gotcha. So I would like to thank everyone that was involved with this negotiation.
Remember last year when PlayStation tried to act like they had launched the user update and it had a bug in it that will give you ads, and it was like, oh, no, that was just a mistake. That's not real. Well, it's back, baby. It's officially back. The ads are in. They need that bread, man. They're up against it. They're in the red. Now, in order to get back to black, Got to do little things that's strange for the change. Now, look at these screenshots. And this one is playing the original RoboCop Rogue City with the background image, which now appears if I take my console online. The second screenshot shows what's a place the original art online. Boop. Yeah. Now, it isn't quite egregious as the first time, but it's there now. I don't know why these companies want to lie to you. They want to put an ad here. They want to put an ad there. They got to make money. These consoles are not being sold, especially PlayStation consoles. They're rented. 80% of them are rentals. So, to the 20% that actually own, I don't know, I think it's 20% of y'all that actually has PlayStation Plus. How's your ads doing? Now, I know if you rented the console, you don't give a damn about no ads. Why? You pay $1 a day. Who cares for that? As little as $7 a week, you too can have a PlayStation. All you got to do is just move to Japan. Shout out to Gio for doing the Lord's work.
I just need to say it. We told you so. We told you so. We told you so. We told you so. Just about everything.
NeoGaf is blowing the lid off of the fact that the PlayStation 6 handheld, and I told y'all before, hashtag no PlayStation 6. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. Y'all think y'all getting a PlayStation 6? That handheld that's going to come out, that's going to play PlayStation 5 base games with the power that's around the PlayStation 5 base and the Xbox Series S, NeoGaf is taking to the streets with this information. Now, for all intents and purposes, that handheld will be able to play all of the PlayStation 5 games. Lower resolution, put up the clock speed, put a piston in the box. That works. Effectively killing off the hardware that will go under the television. And Mr. 98% right all the time will be just that. 98% right. Well, 2% wrong. I don't think this goes away. I think this really is the one that sticks because this makes the most sense. See, we know that the PlayStation 5 is just a rental machine at best. So, I think Sony would do what's in the best interest for Sony and just get out of the traditional hardware business and make a nice handheld that can be dockable under the television. Sell a lot of controllers to Bluetooth wirelessly connect to it and play your games that way because they need to be profitable. They can stop putting ads in the user interface. Nah, that won't happen. But PC games will be day and date at some point. And they are putting games on Nintendo. I mean, they are launching on Xbox too. Marathon, anyone? So, the fact that they are full third party and they're looking to exit the traditional hardware space, I mean, could it possibly be that handheld be the last PlayStation console? Who would have thought it? Where Xbox and Microsoft is controlling the gaming space, the PlayStation is looking to just fit in. And they're doing anything from renting to ads to shifting games onto other consoles. Wow. I would have thought that's Xbox. Guess not.
And we're sitting here again. We're sitting here again talking about the same things.
Tell me that you don't have a PlayStation 5 base in this day and age. With all the overheating problems and the problems that the base were having, the PlayStation 5 Pro came out and actually tried to fix those problems. With the liquid metal cooling technology that's inside the PlayStation 5 Pro, that kind of changed how things were looked at over at Sony. They bet heavily on the liquid metal and how it would become a little bit more denser over time as a conductor to actually dissipate the heat, if you will, throughout the machine. And that kind of proved right. Now, not a lot of y'all have a PlayStation 5 Pro because, again, you have TCL televisions that's sitting on the floor inside your room. So you really don't have the capabilities of seeing what a PlayStation 5 Pro is about. But us, the few, the proud, the many, that does have a PlayStation 5 Pro, like myself, we do realize that we're just talking to a small few, right? To be honest with you. The PlayStation 5 Pro didn't sell like how Sony either wanted it to sell or expected the baseline numbers to be. It fell off a dramatic 80% from the initial projections of whatever the console can do. So right now, they're just trying to drum up any type of noise. Talking about something like liquid cooling metal to make it seem like it's more hip, more cutting edge, doesn't translate into the graphical fidelity that the gamers can actually see. Now, if you're like me, and you are a technology buff, and you do need the latest in tech, and you do need to just be on the cutting edge of things, the PlayStation 5 Pro probably fits your profile. But if you are a casual gamer, like a lot of the PlayStation 5 base is, the majority of you guys rent the console anyway. So owning or getting a PlayStation 5 Pro really doesn't make sense to you. But for you individuals that wanted to know more about this, and since it launched last year, you were saving up your money to get one, well, here's to let you know. They have cooling technology that's inside the PlayStation 5 Pro. And it's cooler than the regular PlayStation 5 base because that thing was suffering with a lot of problems. But now, the PlayStation 5 Pro is here. Now, maybe you can find a rental store that can rent you one. I hear Rent-A-Center has it for $26 a week. So maybe you can get over to Rent-A-Center and rent that. I would avoid plugging it up to your TCL television, but I mean, you port begging ponies. What else would you get, right? I mean, you pick your television while you walk out the door, get some popcorn. So, of course, you rent a console, get your TV off the floor, and call it a day. But the PlayStation 5 Pro has liquid metal cooling. And for the small amount of us that actually have one, thanks, Sony. Thanks for overcharging us for a console that is just a smidget better than the one that you launched before, the base. But hey, why not do it, right? I mean, when you gotta sell it because the majority of your people rent your console, what else? Right? Come on. PlayStation 5. It's for the renters.
It repeats again and again and again.
And isn't it our turn now?
In the latest, what the hell can Nintendo do to get more money out of you news? Nintendo's new Amiibos are getting a price hike. They're going from $29.99 to $39.99 for the Street Fighter 6 amiibos. And the new Legend of Zelda amiibo is going from $19.99 to $29.99. Nintendo Life has reported, because it's Switch 2, Nintendo doesn't care exactly how they engage with you. They understand that you're going to simp for Nintendo, and how can you simp harder while they get inside your wallet? I told you, it's killing season, and your wallet is on the menu. The folks at Nintendo feels that you are the cash cow that they can slaughter and still keep alive and bleed you dry. Nintendo is doing things nowadays. It's not why. It's just because. Nintendo will continue to raise prices in any area that they can. They're already overcharging you for the Nintendo Switch 2, which, as we can see, should only be $330. I mean, in Japan, it's $330, right? So greedy Nintendo is back in your wallet. Hide the kids. Hide your wife. Greedy Nintendo's outside. GameStop has released a list of how much money they're going to give you back for your standard switches, your OLED, and your Switch lights. Now, do you plan on getting Switch 2? Well, if you do, and you're getting rid of your Switch ones, the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders will go live on the 24th of April. And the price tag is $449. Well, really $499 for the Mario Kart Bundle Edition. Now, GameStop is offering up to $175 for your regular Nintendo Switch. And they're giving you $125 for your standard Switch. Now, I mean, the OLED is $175 and the standard is $125, and your Switch Lite is $100. So, and if you're part of their program, you get an extra 10% towards your purchase of your Switch 2. Listen, people, I don't know what you're planning on doing, but again, at the end of the day, if you don't need it, get rid of it. Take some money off of something, put it towards whatever device that you're going to get. It just makes great sense. But right now, you can't take that save data if you live in a certain area, the United States and the UK, or the EU. You can't transfer over your save data for your Breath of the Wild or your Tears of the Kingdom. So I don't know how you're going to do it, but it just seems to me that we are in a position now that Nintendo seems to be doing what they can when they can, why they can, because they can. They're just doing it. Oh, well, right? As a gamer, are you going to get it? So now that you got the official announcement that Nintendo is not raising the prices of the consoles, so that's a sigh of relief for you guys. I know a lot of you guys were afraid that because the pre-orders didn't go live on April 9th, that something drastic was going to happen. Well, you dodged the bullet there. But the same time you did the Matrix like Neo, and you weaved those bullets because you saw them whizzing by, Nintendo did another spin of the block, and they was screaming Tupac, playing Tupac as loud as they can play it. And they was playing Hit 'Em Up. You got hit up with the accessory prices. Everything has gone from a 5% to 10% price hike in all accessories dealing with the Nintendo Switch 2. From the controllers to the wrist tassels that holds your Joy-Con on your wrist so you don't drop them. Everything. Your eye toy, even to your amiibos, have gone up in price. Yesterday's price is not today's price. and Nintendo don't give a damn about playing nice with you. So, again, this is Nintendo news, where Nintendo is taking my slogan and running it up on you bums. Nintendo's going to keep the boot on your neck this whole generation. Hashtag it's killing season, and your wallet is on the menu. Nintendo is doing things only Nintendo can do, and they're running it up on you with reckless abandon. Pause. This little dude is coming in underpowered and overpriced. Only in the world of Nintendo can you buy old tech for new money. Sick to see it, but hey, it's up.
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
Well, I'm going to thank each and every last one of you guys for showing up because, listen, without you, this doesn't happen. Members of the lifeblood of the team, and I appreciate each and every last one of you for coming and watching my videos that I drop daily, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like clockwork. Well, this Saturday, we're doing a Spaces, and that Spaces is on Sinners because you guys got opinions and I got facts. I'm going to take the emotionality out of it, and we're going to get to what is going on with this movie. I say 7.5, but you tell me what you think about Sinners. Let me know if Sinners is your greatest movie of all time. And you're going to have to stand on facts. You're going to have to explain to me how. Wow. A lot of you openly shunned South of Midnight, a consistent game that stayed consistent throughout. But rave about Sinners. I can smell a hypocrite where I see one. So again, maybe it's you Sony fans. I don't know. But as we see, the PlayStation 5 Pro is trying to bring your attention to some cooling tech that they have inside. Why don't you cool the price? You ain't doing that. So nobody gives a damn. It's not going to sell because your fan base only wants to rent consoles. All right? Unless that PlayStation 5 Pro is part of your rental system where for as little as $1 a day, you too can feed Sony. Sony is hungry. And these are hard times. When they got to go out and make a buck just to lend it out. Damn, Sony. You have far, far fallen. You no longer look the same. Without any games for you to play on the port begging ponies device, hashtag no PlayStation 6, you know how it is. We're going to run it up on these bums. I told you that handheld is going to come out and effectively cancel your PlayStation 6. But hey, who am I? I'm just Mr. 98% right all the time. And with me being right, that means that 2% wrong, you guys are wrong. But if you liked anything in this video today, if you're a proud Xbox supporter, a proud Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Black Card carrying member like myself, thank you. And I'm going to take that logo and I'm going to throw it around tomorrow's show on ILP for Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster announcement. We'll be going live, talking to you, talking about that is dropping in Game Pass Ultimate in the near future. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. Expedition 33 is going to be in Game Pass Ultimate, day and date, April 25th. And hey man, or April 24th. Hey man, on those days, what would you be doing? Would you be reaching for your wallet or would you be reaching for your controller? Well, we know what you poor begging ponies are going to be doing. You're going to be making sure that you can make that $1 a day so you can hold on to your PlayStation 5s. Try to play the Game Pass.